Excellent.
Yeah, hello.
Already DDL comments or auto commit. Uh, this commit, why use again?
Okay. DDL, I said DDL commands are auto commit. Okay. So this insert into is the DML command. Okay. So insert into
So,
table name values I am giving. So this is the comes under the insert command. It will comes under the DML command, DML statements. Okay.
okay, okay,
So DML requires commit or rollback. I can use the commit
okay,
or rollback.
okay,
Whereas
okay.
DDL means DDL commands are create, rename, drop, truncate. This
Blanket,
commands will
alter,
comes under DDL. Okay.
DDL. Okay,
Create, alter, rename, truncate, drop. This will come under the DDL commands. So that there is no need to give the commit command. But whereas this is the DML command. Okay. So insert is the DML command so that we are using the commit here. Okay. Suppose I'll insert the record here. Third record. I'm going to insert the third record. I'll keep the and here I'll give some 777 or something anything. Okay. So remaining I'm just keeping the same here. So one more record is added to the table. So now table having the 3 records, but I am not using any commit command here. So what will happen? Suppose if I use the rollback here instead of the commit, I will use the rollback. So what will happen? Rollback is completed. If you check the table, we are having only 2 records. Okay.
okay.
The third record, which is already added using this insert statement, that is not available in this because we are already used the rollback command. So if you want to get back again, to use the rollback, will you get the same record which is inserted third record? It is not possible. Okay. So again, if you want to insert again the same, you can insert it, and after that, use the commit. Then only it will be permanently saved into this table. Once it is commit is applied, so you won't go back to the, you can use the rollback command. If you use the rollback, so it will say rollback is completed. But if you check the table, so table having the 3 records.
First we
Okay.
will apply rollback. After then apply the commit. Which one is first preferred?
Can you say it louder? What is your doubt?
Rollback will apply the first or commit.
No, it's not the first or second. Okay. Based on the suppose if you are inserting a data inside into the table, so what you will do, you will use the insert command. Once you use the insert command, whether you want to that data to be permanently saved into the database, then you have to use the commit command. Okay. Then the
Okay, okay,
whatever the data you are inserting here, that is 3C, triple E, like this data will be permanently stored into the table inside the database. Suppose if you inserted, but when you use the rollback, what will happen is so all the data we inserted, try to insert, this will be not
do not
permanently
show
saved into
the.
the database. Got the difference?
Okay, okay, I got it.
Yeah. So commit means it will be permanently saved into the database. So rollback means till once you inserted into the table, again after that when you use the rollback, what will happen? All the changes it will not save into the database. Okay, that is the difference.
Can you please explain about rollback?
So rollback means suppose now how many records are there in this table? I'll use this. So 3 records are there. Okay. So I'm going to insert one more record here. Okay. So here anything, anything, anything. Okay. So one more record I am inserted into this table. So now how many records in this table? Previously,
Three.
3 records are there.
Three.
Now one more is added. Total how many records here? 4 records it is displaying inside the table. Correct? So after inserting the 4th record, I have not used any commit or rollback. Okay, but due to the session, so the record is displaying here. 4th record is also it is displaying in the table. Suppose if I use the rollback command now here, what will happen? Before inserting this 4th record, how many records are there in the table?
3.
There is
Three.
3 records only. Okay, before inserting this record, we have the 3 records along with this 4 records. It is there now. Okay, when you check this table, it is displaying the 4 records now. Okay, so when I use the rollback, I'm using the rollback command. What will happen? It is saying rollback is completed. Check this table again. The 4th record, which is already inserted, this one 4D IT, this record is not displaying here. Okay, so that means when you insert the data inside the table, so what will happen? Either you need to use the commit or rollback command. Commit means next time when you use the select statement, all the records it will display here. But when you use the rollback, last action means there is the last record inserted here that will be removed from the database here. Now we have the only 3 records inside this table.
సార్ అగైన్ రోల్ బ్యాక్ చేస్తే మళ్ళీ ఏమొస్తుంది సార్?
రాదు, ఒకసారి పనిచేస్తుంది అది. It will work for only one time. Suppose as you mentioned, so after inserting the 4th record, I call the rollback. What will happen? Okay, check it here. Rollback is completed, but the table, we check the table, how many records are there? All the 3 records are there. Okay, so why? Because 3 records, after inserting the 3rd record, I used the commit command. Okay, that is the reason only 3 records it is permanently showing now. Suppose I'll try to insert 3 more records. Okay, here I can use the 5 or I can say 4th record I will going to insert because 3 only it is there. I'm inserting the 4th record. Now check this table. So how many records are there? 4 records is displaying. Okay, now I'm using the rollback command, or I'll insert one more record here. 5, I'll use here IT, same details. So now table, how many records are there? 5 records it is displaying. Now I'll use the rollback. Okay, so I'm using the rollback and check this table. So how many records are there? Initially 3 records are there. Later I inserted 2 extra records that is displayed. After that, when I use the rollback, last 2 transactions. Okay, last 2 transactions removed from the database. Why? Because before that 3 records are there. After inserting the 2 records, I didn't use the commit command, so that when you use the rollback, what happened? All the extra 2 insert statements that is removed. Okay,
ఓకే సార్.
the main difference is when once you use the commit, after that it won't roll back again. Okay, or else once you use the rollback after inserting the 2 records, when you use the rollback, what will happen? All the transaction will be removed from the database. Okay, until unless you use the commit command, what are the transactions are there that will remove from the database. Okay, okay, so these are about the DDL commands. One more DDL command, that is what we are missing this here is drop truncate. Okay, so truncate. So truncate means what it will do is, so instead of removing the entire table from the database, simply it will remove only records from the table. Suppose now this table is having the 3 records. Okay, suppose I want to delete the entire record instead of deleting the one by one record, I want to delete all the records at a time. Then I can use the truncate command. Truncate table name we have to provide. Truncate table, that is our table name is this one, xx underscore student DT 19. What will happen? Before executing this command, you can check this statement. Select start from table name. So this is having the 3 records is displaying. Now I'll use the truncate table name. What will happen? When you use the drop command, it will remove the entire table from the database. But instead, if you use the truncate table name, so only these records, all the 3 records will be deleted permanently from the database. Okay. Now you can check the table. There is no data inside this table. But once after using the truncate, even though if you use the rollback, so you won't get the data back. Rollback completed, but check the table. There is no data. That means truncate is a DDL command. Okay. Here implicit commit will be fired. So here without using the commit, so even though if I use the rollback, but automatically entire data is removed from the database. Okay. So these are about our DDL commands actually. So DDL commands is completed. We have the some other tables, base tables we have to remember. The table names are all underscore column 1 minute.
For object.
So this is already yesterday class I explained all things. So DB underscore objects, DB underscore objects table and user underscore objects, all underscore objects table. These are the tables we have to remember, main tables. And only for the table purpose, we have the all underscore tables. Okay. So in this we have the all the table informations. Okay. Start from all underscore tables. So then you will get the all the information of the tables here. Okay. Here, if I want only our apps schema details, so then you can mention here, select a owner level. So start from all underscore tables where owner is equals to apps. Then instead of this here owner says we will get the app schema details here. Okay, all the app schema is the owner name, and whatever the table existing in the schema that will be available here. So, but these are all not required. I want to check only our user or developer tables. So then I have to mention table name like I will mention XX percentage. So that means who are the developer here, and we have to mention where after where class we have to mention the and table name like this one. Then all the table names which is starting with the XX it will display here. So what is the table names were created? XXSTU details XXSTU details 07 like this all the tables. Okay. Student underscore DET back it is there. This is the table name today we created here for the backup purpose. Okay. with this, the DDL commands are completed. Tomorrow we'll continue with the DML commands. What are the DML commands?
Insert, update,
Insert, update, delete,
delete,
merge.
delete.
Yeah. Insert, update, delete, and merge.
Delete, merge.
Okay. So what are the DDL commands?
Create,
alter,
Create,
rename,
alter,
drop,
drop,
truncate.
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 Create, alter, rename, drop.
Rename, drop.
Rename, drop,
Drop
truncate.
truncate.
Inside the alter, how many are there extra? Again,
Add, modify,
Rename, alter,
Rename,
rename.
and drop. Okay. So don't confuse with the rename and drop commands. Okay. So we have the alter with rename, alter with drop, it is there, and direct rename and direct drop also it is there. So direct drop means it will drop the entire table from the database, including the data and table name. But whereas truncate, what it will do? Truncate, it will delete only the entire data from the
Records.
table. Okay, not the table name. Whereas drop, it will delete the including the table name also. So create means to create the object. Alter means to modify the existing object, we will use the alter command. Rename means to rename the existing table name to new table name. Okay. So anyone having some doubts? Some people are newly joined. They can watch the already recorded videos are there in the Google Drive. So if you provide your email so that I will share, I'll give the permission. Okay. So for newly joined persons, so you can note down my number 970-4444-280. Okay. So if you are already added into the group, it is okay. Otherwise, you can ping me your name and number so that I will include into the group. In the group, I am sharing the class notes and that link also. Okay. Any doubts as of now?
సార్ ఇప్పుడు డ్రాప్ కమాండ్ యూజ్ చేసేటప్పుడు డిపెండెన్స్ టేబుల్స్ ఉన్నాయంటే ఆ టేబుల్ అనేది డ్రాప్ కాదు కదా సార్?
అవుతుంది. డ్రాప్ అనేది డైరెక్ట్ గా మీకు డిపెండెంట్స్ సంబంధం లేదు. ఒక టేబుల్ కి ఇంకో టేబుల్ కి లింక్ ఉన్నా కూడా ఆటోమేటిక్ గా మొత్తం టేబుల్ అనేది డ్రాప్ అయిపోతుంది. మీకు
ఓకే, అప్పుడు ఆ
ఎప్పుడు ఎర్రర్
సెకండ్
వస్తుందంటే
టేబుల్
అదే చెప్తున్నాను. మీకు చైల్డ్ టేబుల్, పేరెంట్ టేబుల్ కాన్సెప్ట్ లో మీకు ఏమవుతుందంటే, సో ఫస్ట్ టేబుల్లో సపోజ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ నెంబర్ ఉంది. ఓకే, ప్రైమరీ కీ కింద. సో అదే ప్రైమరీ కీ కాలమ్ ని ఇంకో టేబుల్లో మనకి రెఫరెన్సెస్ కి లేదంటే ఫారిన్ కీ అని చెప్పేసి యూజ్ చేస్తాం. యూజ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, దానికి రిలేటెడ్ గా ఎక్స్ట్రా రికార్డ్స్ ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి. సెకండ్ టేబుల్లో, చైల్డ్ టేబుల్లో రికార్డ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. సో అప్పుడు పేరెంట్ టేబుల్లో మీరు ఆ రికార్డుని, ఫస్ట్ రికార్డుని ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆ రికార్డుని డిలీట్ చేయలేరు. ఓకే. సో చైల్డ్ టేబుల్లో ఉన్న రికార్డ్ డిలీట్ చేస్తే అప్పుడు పేరెంట్ టేబుల్లో ఉన్న రికార్డ్ డిలీట్ అయిపోతుంది. అది దట్ ఈజ్ ఓన్లీ ఫర్ ద డిలీట్ కమాండ్కి. అట్లా కాకుండా డ్రాప్ అనేది ఏంటంటే దట్ ఈస్ ఏ డిడిఎల్ కమాండ్. ఇట్ డైరెక్ట్లీ రిమూవ్ ద ఎంటైర్ టేబుల్. ఇట్ వాంట్
అంటే
డిపెండెన్సీ.
ఓకే, అంటే పేరెంట్ టేబుల్ కూడా డ్రాప్ చేసినామంటే చైల్డ్ టేబుల్ డేటా కూడా మొత్తం అంతా కూడా వెళ్ళిపోతుంది.
అది
మీరు
చైల్డ్
అన్నట్టు.
టేబుల్ డేటా అనేది ఇట్ విల్ డిపెండ్ ఆన్ ద హౌ యు ఆర్ క్రియేటింగ్ దట్ చైల్డ్ అండ్ పేరెంట్ టేబుల్ రిలేషన్, బికాస్ దేర్ విల్ బి సమ్ options are there. If you without doing the on delete cascade, on delete null, there some options are there. Okay. So if you use the
Okay.
commands on delete cascade or on delete null, so what will happen if you use the on delete null means child record will be that for that column it will be make it as a null. Suppose on delete cascade means what will happen if you delete the parent record, all the child records associated with that parent record will be deleted from the child table. That is different concept that will come, that is also in the topic. Once you learn the basics, then you can able to understand easily. Okay. That also it is there in the part of our topics, but not at present. Okay. Any more doubts? So table creation, table modification, okay? How to drop the table. So how to modify the existing columns, how to rename the table. All is okay now. So can anyone tell the alter command with the modify syntax?
Alter table, table name, modify column name, data type, size, or
Modify column name, data
All
type and size.
data type, size.
Yeah. So purpose of modify means to modify the column data type and size, not the column name. Okay, here you have to remember modify means what it will modify, column data type and size. Suppose if you are having the number data type, you can use the number with some size, or else if you want to convert the number to varchar2, simply you can use the varchar2 of some size. Like that you can change the only alter modify what it will do, column data type and size. In this only you can able to modify. Okay, rename means you can rename the existing column to new name. That small differences you have to capture that one. Okay, modify means some people what will they will do, simply alter table name, modify, even though they will change the column name also. Okay, that is not correct. Column name should be same, but only you can able to change the data type and size of this existing column with the alter modify command. Okay, so alter drop means only inside the table columns you can able to delete. Direct drop means it will drop the entire table. Okay. Okay. So we'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. only. Tomorrow onwards, class will be 8 a.m. to 9:20 or 9:30. Okay. That is daily same time only.